Well, we ran his fingerprints all the way up to the FBI computer in Washington, and there is no record of them anywhere.
One of our agents is missing. He was working deep cover on a high-priority case.
The cause of death, multiple stab wounds. Ooh.
We all in danger, child. That's what makes life so special.
Get out and stand. If you come in here again, I'll call the cops.
Hey, you watch who you throwing people at.
Thank you, madam.
Madam?
Good catch.
Well, think nothing of it, kind sir. Hey, wait a minute, whoa. I don't know how many more good catches I got in me.
You've already won most valuable athlete and my gratitude.
What have you been drinking? Charcoal starter?
Rot gut. I've been working so hard at drinking, I must have forgotten to eat.
For how long?
Who's counting?
No wonder you falling all over yourself. Come on, let's get you something to eat. My name's Pockets. What's yours?
Oh, not as interesting as yours. It's just John.
John what?
Just plain John.
That's fine with me. Pleased to meet you, just plain John.
Well, the thing is, you know, I've seen you before.
I've seen you around a time or two, but you don't talk like you're from around here.
I like to think of myself as a citizen of the world.
Ooh, a citizen of the world. Well, what on earth brought you down to our little corner of the globe?
Discount liquor.
I take a sip of sherry every now and then. Oh, you don't sound so good.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
You come over here and sit down. Sit down. I'm going to that bar across the street. I know the lady in there. She'll give me some food, and I'm going to give it to you.
You are a remarkable woman.
Oh, this man can talk some trash. Stop it!
No money, no identification. There's a smashed liquor bottle in one of the coat pockets. Smells like a distillery.
Any witnesses?
These people down here, they never see anything.
Who phoned it in?
A woman, anonymous. Could be somebody in one of these buildings.
Yeah. Okay, get him out of here. This is your beat, Myers. Did you ever see this guy before?
I don't know. You work down here long enough, all these people start to look alike.
Hey, Hunter. Lady over here's asking to see you.
Yeah, thanks. Well, Pockets.
Evening, Sergeant Arthur.
Gee, it's been a long time, huh?
Sometimes it seems like too long, sometimes not long enough. Seems like every time you turn up, somebody dead.
Yeah, well, it does seem that way, doesn't it?
He seemed like such a nice fella.
Did you know him?
Only for a little while,
How long was a little while?
maybe 5 minutes. We ran into each other down the street and got to talking. He didn't talk like he was from around here.
What do you mean? Do you have an accent or something?
No, he talked like somebody been to college, even though he was so drunk he could hardly stand on his own 2 feet.
What was his name?
Just plain John. He said he hadn't had anything to eat, and I went across the street to get him a sandwich. This sandwich right here. But I guess he won't be needing it now.
Pockets. Did you see what happened?
Yes, I suppose I did. I heard this noise in the alley, and so I looked, and there was this tall, skinny dude jamming this knife into this poor fella.
Now, did you see what the tall, skinny dude looked like?
Well, like I say, he was tall and skinny, and he had on an overcoat. And it looked like he had a scar right here.
Yeah, scar on his face. You must have got pretty close to him. Perhaps he saw you, too.
Well, could be, but I didn't stay around to be introduced.
But there's a possibility he could have seen you, huh?
I don't want no part of it. Now, you tend to your business and you let me tend to mine.
Now, look, Pockets.
Don't you be throwing that angry voice at me, Captain. I'm a lady.
I know that, honey. I know you're a lady. I just wanted to tell you that if there's anything that I could possibly do for you, call me.
I shall do that.
Yeah.
I really shall.
Looking for Carlos?
He's at rehearsal.
Rehearsal for what?
He just landed the 3rd tuba chair in the Burbank Philharmonic. Yeah, that's his audition tape.
Are you kidding me? They are paying him to play that thing?
He's very talented. You know, we're gonna miss him around here. I'm Simon Cruz. You must be Hunter.
No, I'm McCall. Hunter's, he's taller than...
Carlos said that I'd be seeing a lot of you.
Yeah. So, you have anything on our John Doe yet?
Yeah. Why? You want to visit him?
No, a report's fine.
John Doe, number 38. Male, Caucasian, 42, 45. Cause of death, multiple stab wounds. Ooh. And let's see, blood alcohol level was .17.
Any ID on him?
No, not yet, but he shouldn't be too difficult to identify. He's got a Semper Fidelis tattoo on his arm.
Really? That's Marines, then. Well, they've got to have a record of his prints on file.
Oh, a couple of other goodies. This guy's liver indicates he was a strong drinker, but probably not for very long. 3-4 years at the outside. Also, the teeth. The teeth are in much better shape than we usually see in these street characters, you know? Good dental work, expensive. Street.
Yeah. Thanks.
Charlie, got a minute?
Come on in.
Oh, you know what I love about this job? The paperwork. Well, I've got a special place for that, too.
We've got something real weird here, Charlie. Remember that John Doe we handled the other day?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we ran his fingerprints all the way up to the FBI computer in Washington, and there is no record of them anywhere. I mean, we're talking no local, no federal, no DMV, no nothing.
He lived on the street, right? He could have slipped through the cracks.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't think so. Not this guy. Well, number one, the guy was Anglo-American, and a witness described him as someone who had had a college education. Number two, he had great teeth. And number three, he had a Marine tattoo. Now, don't you think there would be some record of his prints somewhere?
Check the military? Yep, zip. Yeah. Yeah, put him right through. It's your cloak-and-dagger friend. Bradley Wilkes? Wilkes.
Brad, why is it I'm not surprised to hear from you?
Because you're not the kind of guy who's easily surprised. Hunter, I have a friendly favor to ask of you.
Oh, yeah, the favor wouldn't be about John Doe number 38 with it.
I'd rather not discuss this on an open line.
Well, you named the place.
Riverview Park, South Side. About half an hour.
Meet you there.
You know, I have this sticky kind of situation. I thought maybe you guys could give me a hand.
Well, yeah, maybe. It all depends on what you know about the John Doe we've got down at the morgue, Brad.
Ah, number 38, right? Yeah, I read a small item about him in the paper. Real man of mystery, huh? No identification, no trace of existence anywhere.
Yeah, and we're talking anywhere, Brad. A complete record of this man's existence has been eliminated, and that's pretty weird if you ask me. Sounds like something out of your world, doesn't it?
Could be. Anything you guys can tell me that wasn't in the paper?
Well, why don't you tell us what you know about him first?
Sure. But we've got to have some ground rules. Anything I tell you is in strict confidence. Whatever I say is not to be repeated to anyone else. Understood?
Come on. What is this cloak-and-dagger stuff?
Look, one of our agents is missing. He was working deep cover on a high-priority case in L.A. Now, we have reason to believe that John Doe 38 could be our man. Any information you can give me would be greatly appreciated.
Why don't you describe your man to us, Brad?
Sure. 5'7", 180 pounds, bald on top.
That's not him.
You mind if I go down the morgue, take a look for myself?
Why don't we all go down to that morgue? What do you say?
I had a feeling you were going to say that. No, not even a faint resemblance.
You've never seen this guy before?
No, to the best of my knowledge, I have never seen this guy before.
Thanks, Barney.
Of course, there's nothing about him very special now, is there?
What are you talking about? Don't you remember what we told you? You don't find a John Doe like that every day.
Should be right up your alley, Brad, huh?
I'm sorry. I can't help you out. But if I hear any rumors, I'll give you a call.
Yeah, you got my number.
Yeah, I got your number.
Dead end, huh?
Yeah, it looks that way, Barney. Look, I know you did a complete and thorough autopsy on the corpse over there. Is there any way that you might have missed something?
Cause of death was obvious, so we only did a standard workup. But you know how that is. Our budget's pretty tight. Each of our lucky customers only gets so much time.
Well, look, let's stretch the budget a little bit here and take another look.
We can find a spare change for that.
Good, thanks.
Pockets.
L57, meet 3840 on tack 2.
3840. This is L57. Go ahead.
Sergeant McCall, this is Officer Meyer.
I understand one of the characters on my beat is a witness in a case you're working on.
Yeah. Pockets. Is there a problem?
Could be.
I just got a call from the Mercy mission. It seems Pockets was there earlier.
She ran out the back door like she was scared to death. Some tall, skinny guy following her. I've checked the area, but I haven't found either of them. Just thought you'd like to know.
Yeah, thank you, Meyer. Thanks a lot. We'll check it out. Pockets? Pocket, you home? Pockets? Pockets? It's Sergeant McCall. brought you a little something. Hope you enjoy it. Just want to make sure you were okay.
Bless you, Sergeant McCall. To your health. And to mine.
Good Lord, what's happened?
Ed, I think he broke my nose. Hey, he dropped something.
What is it?
It's an ink pad.
Ink pad, huh?
That's exactly what I said.
Did Simon get a look at this guy?
No, not much. Just said he was kind of tall and thin, and he thinks he might have had
A scar on his left cheek?
Yeah.
Sounds like he may have been after fingerprints.
Well, he didn't get him. I had 38's body upstairs in an autopsy.
Did you find anything?
Yeah, I sure did. This fella had plastic surgery of the best kind. Nose, cheekbones, chin. All external scars were neatly concealed. An expensive job.
Okay, Barney, thanks.
Federal Security Department.
Yes, I have a priority 1 phone call for Brad Wilkes, please.
We don't have that name in our records, sir. One moment, please.
Operations, Salazar.
Yes, Mr. Salazar, this is Detective Sergeant Rick Hunter of the Metropolitan Police Department. I'd like to speak to Brad Wilkes, please.
Brad Wilkes.
I'm sorry, Sergeant. There's no Brad Wilkes assigned to this office.
Is that right? Well, I need to speak with him immediately. Now, how do we do this?
Well, if a Mr. Wilkes contacts me, I'll see that he gets your message.
Oh. Okay, well, you do that. Thank you very much.
Homicide, McCall.
Sergeant McCall, this is Pockets.
What's the matter, Pockets? Where are you?
That ugly sucker's following me.
Where are you?
I'm off cell clerk at the steam plant. I got to go now.
Pockets?
L57 attack 2.
L56. Go ahead, L57.
I'm en route to that steam plant over on Selkirk. Pockets just called from there in a panic. She says our suspect's following her.
I'm on my way.
Sergeant Hunter, he's up here!
What the hell were you doing there in the middle of the night?
Well, I use that place for a shortcut sometimes. And when I seen this ugly dude following me, I went in there because there's lots of hiding places. Oh, and I'm so glad you showed up when you did.
Why'd you lie to us, Pockets?
Lie?
Yeah, you said this guy didn't get a look at you. It's obvious he did.
We seen each other as plain as day. But when he started after me with that knife, I did my best disappearing act.
Well, why didn't you tell us that then?
Well, I suppose I thought it was all just gonna go away.
Well, it didn't. Coffee's awful, but the donuts are pretty good.
Oh, bless your heart. I've never seen so many ugly faces.
I know what you mean.
I'll be damned. It's him.
Hunter?
Marco Everett Foley. Okay, let's see. Marco Everett Foley, 6'3", 160, convicted, 1974 of manslaughter, state prison, parole, 1979, arrested for assault with a deadly weapon, 82 and 84. Acquitted both times on insufficient evidence.
Sounds like a resume for a hitman.
You want to lock me up?
No, Pockets, we don't want to put you into jail. It's called protective custody.
Well, I don't care what kind of fancy name you hang on it. It's still jail to me.
Look, Pockets, try to understand our side of this. You're the only one that can identify this killer.
I know I said I would help you, but you never said nothing about no kind of custody, which happens to be against my religion.
Pockets, look, you only have to stay in there until we get the guy, and then...
And then what? And then he gets out on bail, and I get to sit in custody until he comes up to trial? Well, no, thank you. Now, listen, I lived all my life without no jail, no bars, and no policemen. I ain't looking to start that now.
Pockets. It's either protective custody or we're gonna have to arrest you.
For what?
Vagrancy, no visible means of support.
Now, you ought to know me better than that. The law says I'm supposed to have $11 in my pocket.
Right.
Well, I got $12, which means I ain't no vagrant. No visible means of support? Well, now, take a look at this. That there's a business license. You're looking at Pockets Discount Emporium, a fully licensed and registered DBA. So you go ahead and arrest me, Sergeant. I can use the money from the lawsuit.
You don't seem to understand the bottom line here, Pockets, is that your life is in danger.
Oh, child. We all in danger. That's what makes life so special. And I figure, when I get too scared to live my life in my own way, by my own terms, it's time for me to pull the ground up over my head and say, good night. And good night is about all I got left in me for both of you. Right now, don't bother to show me out. I've been here before.
We can't just let her walk out of here.
Can't do anything legally.
Has to be something we can do.
Foley?
No, I haven't seen him yet. Where are you?
Just about to cross this. We're heading towards you.
You just passed me on Colgate heading south.
I'll pick her up on the corner of 8th.
This is L56 in pursuit of a suspect headed eastbound on 7th at Vista. Request immediate backup. Also request paramedics at 5th and Los Angeles Streets. Pedestrian hit and run. L56 out. Metropolitan Police. Put your hands upside down on the inside of the windshield, please. Do it! Get out of the car very slowly. Slower than that. Get your hands up in the air. Turn around and put them on top of the car. All right.
You don't need to be rough.
You haven't seen rough yet, buddy.
Yes. Fine. All right, we'll see you downstairs in about 15 minutes. Right. That was Ms. Wyman from the DA's office. They made a deal with Marco Foley.
Really?
He cops to second degree on the John Doe killing. In exchange, he admits it was a contract hit, and he agrees to help us nail the people who hired him.
Tell you one thing, Pockets isn't going to be too pleased to find out Foley gets to skate free in a few years.
Well, none of this is very fair to Pockets. Foley's a little guy. The DA wants the boss. Now, Foley's going to make a statement in 15 minutes. I'll see you both downstairs.
State your name, please.
Marco with a K. Everett Foley.
Did you and you alone take the life of the individual known as John Doe, number 38?
Yeah.
Tell us exactly how.
I stabbed him 4 times with a knife.
And you were hired to do this?
I was hired to do that.
Who hired you?
A guy named Carl Becker, another guy named Joseph Collins, a couple of businessmen out of Cleveland.
What line of business is that?
Carl Becker is the president of a company called Cutting Edge Electronics, and Joseph Collins is the chief operating officer at Apex Research. Both AAA-rated companies.
How much was the contract for?
$20,000 up front and $80,000 on proof of completion.
Anything else you'd like to ask?
Yeah. Why the big ticket? Who is this John Doe number 38?
I didn't ask, and they didn't say. They just gave me a detailed description, told me where I'd find him. I was supposed to verify the hit with a set of fingerprints.
But you didn't get him.
No. That black broad showed up in the alley, yelling her head off.
Were you supposed to meet these men for the payoff?
I don't meet them. They meet me. Soon as I have the prints. Wherever I say.
Well, Mr. Foley, it sounds to me like you've got a call to make. We'll provide you with the prints.
You guys are right on time. You have something to show us? Is that the money?
Yes. Where's your material? That's him. You can do anything you like with this.
Nice meeting you, Mr. Foley.
Police department, you're under arrest. Turn around, put your hands on your head. On your head!
You have the right to remain silent. If you give up the right to remain silent, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to speak with an attorney and have the attorney present during questioning.
So desire cannot afford one, and an attorney will be appointed to you without charge before questioning. Do you understand each of these rights as I have explained them to you?
You're making a big mistake here, officers.
Really? What's in the briefcase?
See for yourself.
No money in here, just papers.
What were you guys trying to pull?
Business papers? They were supposed to be carrying an $80,000 payoff.
They checked out the prints and then they started to leave. It looked like a payoff to me.
Me too.
Me too.
I believe you. But they're claiming Marco Foley contacted them on a matter of legitimate business. Then when he handed them a set of fingerprints, they figured it must be some sort of hoax. They tried to leave.
Without the briefcase.
Well, Mr. Collins claims he was just about to go back for it when you and your people made the arrest.
Yeah, right.
Either Foley's a lot smarter than he looks and sold us all a bill of goods, or Becker and Collins had word up front that Foley was hot.
Foley doesn't matter. It's the two guys I'm worried about. We've got nothing to hold them on.
Well, maybe I can fix that. Why don't you go see Pockets at the hospital? I'll hook up with you in about 2 hours. Hi. I'm looking for Brad Wilkes.
I'm sorry, sir. There's
Excuse
no...
me.
I'm Salazar. What can I do for you?
Oh, yeah, Salazar. I talked to you on the phone about Brad
And I told
Wilkes.
you, Sergeant, there's no Brad Wilkes assigned to this office.
Yeah, I'm still looking for him, and I think you're stonewalling.
Excuse me? It's okay, Salazar. Come on in.
Thanks for stopping by.
You lied to me, Brad. You said you didn't know John Doe.
I never saw him before yesterday in the morgue. More importantly, I had nothing to do with his death. I'm going to tell you something, Hunter. You helped me with a case last year. I didn't forget. I felt like we got to be friends. Now I'd like to do you a favor.
Well, do me a favor by telling me who Becker and Collins are.
I never heard of them until they came out to L.A. to meet with Foley. My superiors told me to preserve the integrity of their operation. I don't know what their orders were, but I'm going to give you some friendly advice. Lay off.
That's awfully weak.
I'm just telling you what I know. It's a matter of national security. You go after Collins and Becker. You put your career and your life in jeopardy.
I want to know who John Doe is.
It was a burned-out case. He had one of the most important and sensitive positions in our service.
What was his name?
He had a dozen names. He started drinking. He became a renegade, acting on his own. He killed 2 people without sanction.
Well, why couldn't you just arrest him and bring him to trial?
Because it would have exposed classified information. He became a dangerous, a scary security risk. A decision was made to separate him from the service. He found out about it, he disappeared, he vanished.
Let me tell you something, Brad. I'm gonna look into Becker and Collins. They better check out. If they don't, they're gonna need a real good attorney. That's just a little bit of friendly advice.
Hiya, Pockets. What do you think?
Oh, shucks. You didn't have to get so fancy for me.
Well, I picked him on the way in.
He did not. The doctor said that we could not bring you a bottle of sherry, so we brought you a box of cherry cordials. And they're supposed to pack a wallop. Only you have to eat the whole box.
You're gonna spoil me yet.
Well, yeah.
This nice room, color TV. I don't know how I ever got through the day without Pat and Van. A friend of yours came by to see me today. Mr. Wilkes. Brad Wilkes.
Wilkes?
Yeah. He's gonna pay for everything. He's such a nice man.
Your attention, please.
Really?
It's
He
5:30.
really is.
Visiting hours are now over.
I'm glad Pockets is feeling better, but I'll tell you one thing. It bothers me that Collins and Becker still get to skate free.
Well, every phone call I made regarding those two turned out to be a dead end. As a matter of fact, our only alternative, considering those two, is to go to Cleveland.
You really think that Captain Devane and the commander are going to give us the time and the money to go to Cleveland?
No.
So that's it?
That's it.
You know, sometimes I wish they'd give us the time and money to go off on some deserted island and get away from all this.
Occupational therapist to rehab.
Just a second. If I read you correctly, and I think I do, what you're saying to me is you'd like to go away to a deserted island with me. Am I right about that?
I'd rather go to Cleveland.